Yeah, we're just going to throw it all away. And we're very happy with that, I think. Okay, so the Mana Orb and Arcane Blast, we're very happy to see those two cards. Our opponent only kept one card as well, so we're likely only going to see a Flame Imp or a 1-drop come out. Assuming that it is in fact Zoolock. We're trying to dodge really just a good curve here. Yeah, so we got one of those off of that. That's unfortunate. Coin out. We'll see what he plays. Okay, Voidwalker, that's kind of annoying. Nice. Okay, so we may just clear his board here. How do we want to do this? We want to missiles first, I believe. No, I think we Arcane Blast first, then missiles. So the thing is, he kept this card, so we're going to assume that it's something like a Peddler. So if he has a Dark Peddler, and he just plays that next turn, and we trade in with our 1-3, then we lose. He gets a free trade, really. So if we Arcane Blast first, then missiles, and we get perfect RNG, his board is clear. We don't get perfect RNG, then his board isn't clear. Alternatively, we could just Arcane Blast attack in, leave this up. That plays into Abusive, though. Maybe we're okay with that. The Arcane Missiles can be a lot better with Flamemaker, so I think we're not going to be too greedy here, and we're just going to do this. Attack in. So if he has Abusive, Arcane Missiles is still fine next turn. Even just pinging next turn and passing is fine. But again, we have to wait to see what he has. Okay, so Direwolf is quite good. Manorm's Missiles is quite appealing. But it's almost a little bit greedy here. When we can just Manorm ping. We are assuming he doesn't have an Abusive. But then he does have 2 draws for it. Being the one that he does draw with and then a tap into it. Also, second Direwolf is something that could kill our Manorm and would put us in a bad spot. So the logic behind Manorm ping is this is just cleared automatically. And then next turn we can Arcane Missiles and Arcane Intellect together. Buff this to a 3-3. Or we could just Manorm Arcane Missiles right now. Hope to get lucky and clear one of these. But in the worst case scenario that neither of them are cleared, we're in a horrible spot. So I think we're just going to Manorm here. Manorm, ping, pass. I don't think we need to take the risks right now. There's just too many cards that he has to have for this to be great for him. Okay, so he did have the second Direwolf. I think we're okay with that still, though. We are going to Arcane Intellect here and then Arcane Missiles, I believe. I don't think there's really any reason not to. Again, it's like the same situation as last turn, but we can't just Arcane Missiles ping. I think we're going to do this first anyways, though. The only draw that would change our play is if we drew into our second Arcane Blast. And again, that's quite low. So 23 cards. So yeah, it's like 7 or 8% chance, so it's not worth it. We are just going to Arcane Missiles first. If we can clear the board without doing... Oh. Well, that was very, very favorable for us, so we got a little bit lucky there, guys. And we would have drawn into the Arcane Blast too. Okay. So we're hoping to draw into something playable next turn. Even a Cabalist or Azure Drake, both of those would make us happy. So we can actually just Sorcerer's Apprentice into Fireball here. And you might think we would want to develop the Azure Drake, but turn 6 Azure Drake into Arcane Blast is very, very strong. Even if our Sorcerer's Apprentice is removed, it means that we can do it on turn 6 still. So I think we're quite happy with this play. Also, removing the Councilman is quite good, in case he has the Forbidden Idol, I believe it is. That may not be the correct card name. The Forbidden card that Warlocks have that summons all the 1/1s for the amount of mana you have, though. Yeah, so in this scenario, we're quite happy with what we decided to do last turn, because we can just Azure Drake and then Arcane Blast for free. Yeah, alternatively, we could just Cult Sorcerer. I think I'd prefer to just draw deeper into our deck. It seems better here. And we do trade to play around Power Overwhelming. This does play into Mortal Coil too, but we would have been playing into that anyways last turn. If we did Smark, sorry. Okay, so Peddler, he's hoping for the Mortal Coil or the Power Overwhelming now. Infiltrator is actually not that bad here. What are we looking for? Forgotten Torch, Frostbolt. Our removal cards, really. Ice Block isn't too great here. So we don't really want to make this trade. We can trade like that, and then trade our 3-1 in here. Then develop 2 Cult Sorcerers and the Ice Block. That seems fine. It's an annoying board for him to deal with. Okay. Yeah, Zoolock doesn't have too many comeback mechanics. So we may be able to just seal the game on here. On the other hand, he does have card advantage. And with his hero power, if we can't start pressuring him soon, then we may just lose to being overwhelmed by the cards. If he can deal with our board, that is. Okay, so Naked Garmok is actually not that bad for him. Very good draw here. So we're just gonna Cabal right off the bat. Forgotten Torch is quite good. This is kind of unfortunate though. Just because our 3/2s are gonna be removed if we do Forgotten Torch the 4/4. I think it's okay though. We're just gonna go face because he will deal with our board next turn, so there's no reason for us to make these trades. Even in the case of Defender of Argus, our minions still trade up into his because they are 2 and 1 health respectively. Okay. Yeah, we don't have Flame Lance that. We can just ping it. We're not really in a rush here. We do have Yogg that we can just throw down on turn 10 if he does flood the board. So I think we're okay just pinging this. I'm not too sure what that would tell him. Other than our hand is very situational and we don't want to play any of the cards. But this is really the cue for him to just start flooding the board. Thinking, oh, maybe my opponent doesn't have what he needs. Okay. So let's just counter damage here. So we only have 9. We have 10 damage with if we get perfect RNG with this. So we don't have lethal, so we're just going to Yogg here. It's playable. Quick shot's good. Not on our own Yogg though. Okay, that's fine. Drawing a card's good. Nice. Right there, please. Nice. That's good. Okay, so the Yogg wasn't that good. It did clear one of his minions, though. You can't ask for too much more when you've casted so little spells. I believe you're at 8. Yeah, just 8 spells. So the thing is, we just can use Arcane Missiles and we have a good chance of winning next turn. So do we just do this first? Yeah, I think we do. We don't Azure Drake first. Because all Azure Drake does is gives us 1 more ping. Whereas we can just ping for free with our 2 mana and still use the Fireball as well. I do think Sorcerer's Apprentice doesn't really matter either. There could be a better way of doing this though. We play Sorcerer's Apprentice. This is 4 mana. So we use that on this. That's guaranteed clear. We get the 1 damage face. Then we Fireball. How much mana is that? 6, 9. Yeah, so it uses all of our mana. It gives us an okay chance. A slightly better one than the other way that we could have done this. So we're just going to do this. Fireball his face. And use our Arcane Missiles here. And there we go. Game over. So that was a good game against Zoo. He did have 2 1-drops on turn 1. Follow up turn 2 play. So I think he had a good start. And we actually won the game without any Flame Wakers, which is quite interesting. We normally don't do that. Overall, a very